Also, I had some issues last time trying to record this. Apparently, this new phone, when the screen goes to sleep, it stops recording, which sucks. My old phone just crapped out on me. It was old. It has had its time. So, I tried to record the final episode for Lost Mines of Phandelver. Didn't work. That's why this is really late, in part. Yeah, we took some time off as well. So, let's get to it. Yeah, the end of Lost Mines of Phandelver. Bought a bunch of stuff, found a speaker, and locked it behind a door. We didn't deal with it. Also had a flaming skull thingy. We did kill that, and everything around it. We also, let the rogue lead, just to sneak around this mine for the rest of the adventure. And he did really well. He locked a lot more doors than we found. He locked a lot more doors than he found unlocked, I should say, which was funny. But hey, he didn't want to deal with a bunch of it. We were all trying to get through the adventure, just try and finish it off so we can move on to Storm King's Thunder. Needless to say, he did that pretty well. And we ended up at this cliff edge, 20 feet up or so. There were some bugbears and hobgoblin, I believe, and then there was a drow overlooking it all. We dealt with that situation. The drow tried to run, and the rogue just shot it right in the butt as it was running. He didn't kill it. It's fine. You don't have to kill everything, right? Of course, we had to climb down and get to the other side and chase it down. We had to finish this. So I stabbed my javelin down into the ground on the cliff and tied my rope to it. That way we had a good place of purchase to climb down on. 3 out of the 4 fell anyways, with or without the rope. The rope just kind of ninja'd his way down. We made it to the other side, and we found a dwarf in a closet, and upon further investigation, there was another dwarf in kind of a ritual zone, like a prayer area for the dwarves. Well, he noticed an arrow in that one's butt, so we kind of knew what that was, and instantly killed it. Then some spiders came out, and another villain came out, and it was interesting, to say the least, because while I had been going through the campaign with very little issues, I ran into a spider that, for some reason, I just could not beat. One spider. That's all the thing. I didn't understand it. I thought it was funny, also, but yeah. Yeah, we killed everything. So, Storm King's Thunder. Myself, Regan, and the rogue, here, we stayed true to the campaign progress. Tober Twin X and Mara didn't come up with the last name, but they left. Tober went to find his twin brother, and Mara just kind of quit the adventuring. It was too hard on her. She didn't think it was going to be that deadly. So yeah. The other guy, Tober, he came up with most of his own stuff. Regardless, yeah. So as we're traveling along the road, I don't even remember the town's name because it changed somewhere in between the two, Phandelver and Neverwinter, and we were supposed to go to Tribor, but that's where it changed. It went from like Neverwinter to some other northern town where it snows a lot. And yeah, it was interesting, I suppose, because when we got to this town, I mean, we started just passing around looking for jobs. Me and the road were starting our own business and we had no utilities to actually get this business going. Which, you know, is just trade, general, good. We get to this town, we're looking around. Of course, I had to drink while I was there, and it was like some fire beer thing. Well, yeah. We learned some interesting things about that place. So, the new Mara, I don't remember her name. I think it's like Ellen or something like that. It's an easy name. I just can't remember it because I'm used to all these extravagant names, I think. And as we continue through, we're like, okay, so we can't really seem to find any jobs. Let's get a room at the inn. And we got a room at the inn. This time, Tober did not sleep with me. Actually, it was me and Voltaire splitting the tab on a room. He was paying for ours. I was paying for my retainers. So with me paying for my retainers, we left them at the inn. Sorry, we got the inn after talking to the speaker. Something like that. It was after we came out of the inn and talking to some crazy lady who owns it that we heard the crash and everyone was headed to the speaker. So we followed suit. We went back to the speaker because that's where everybody else was headed. And she asked us to help her. She's like, you needed work, so come with me. And we went. Well, there were giants at the gate. The south gate that we were at. As far as we knew, apparently they were everywhere. But, yeah. That was pretty awesome. Because the giants at the gate, you know, one started talking and asking for some person linked to some bloodstone. Not really sure what they were on about. Personally, I just knew they were not there for any good of the community. Now, I wasn't the first to initiate a fight. It was actually the giants. They were mad. But everyone else started throwing at this thing. I tried to actually talk to it and say, you know, we're not part of these people, but we can investigate for you if you just go away. Yeah, they were not having it. Kind of went on for quite some time. And the giants did make it through after putting their dogs up on top of this wall. Which they weren't just dogs, obviously. No, they were winter wolves. They were massive, they were frosty, and they were mean. But of course we ended up eventually killing them. Once I saw the ribs were pretty much handled, I just I did something weird. I jumped on top of one of the giants and rodeoed it, basically. And that was actually funny, because that kind of threw off the DM so much that he had all three giants trying to just grab me. They were intelligent, so they weren't trying to smack one another. and be dumb about it. No, they were going to try and get me off first. I'm just stabbing the crap out of this giant I'm hanging out on. And, well, I eventually just fell off. They didn't even get me off. Okay, that was not smart of you. You did fine. And it's getting kind of windy. The giant, well, one definitely had an issue with me. He was not having any of what I was selling. All right. Holy moly. I mean, it was me and one giant, and then, okay, I think it's a little too windy right now. Whew. Man, that was windy. But yeah, me and one giant were just having at each other while a couple of the others were still up on the wall fighting. The Goliath, new addition to our party, Lokar, Battleborn, came in to the fray, and he started to go one-on-one with another giant. And they were both the bodyguards of the giant, frost giant speaker. Yeah, but eventually the rogue stepped into my fight and just obliterated the giant. Did so much damage, just dropped it. I don't know how badly I hurt it, but like I said, we were hacking at each other, so I feel like I was hitting it not as hard, nowhere close, but as frequently. Because those things were dealing like 25 damage per hit. I did get knocked down at one point, and Ellen, I think is her name. Yeah, she came over and healed me, got me back up, and I yelled at Voltaire, saying, "Hey, we need to focus on this one." And that's all what he did to the bodyguard. So we started focusing on that one and dropped it. The attack was called off as the rest of the city was being destroyed. Anyways, yeah, it was definitely a good thing that they got called off, because my retainers were still in one of the words in. They were in an inn. The one bodyguard that was remaining, that Lokar was just hacking at, he didn't want to retreat. So he stayed on board. And, yeah, we eventually killed him. So we did what every smart adventurer did after a fight like that. We talked to the speaker, made sure there was nothing else, and went to the inn. And just crashed. We slept. We were done. We wanted no more of that. So the next morning we got up and we talked to the speaker again for a third time, annoyingly. But we talked to her, and she actually did give us a quest, which was deliver a letter. I don't have my notes, so I don't remember where, but I did write it down. It's somewhere on the Sword Coast. I mean, most of this is on the Sword Coast. And that's well, we got prepared to go do this thing, and then we were confronted by some random person, and they gave us another quest on our way kind of out of town. The rogue picked this one up, so I don't know anything about it. Then we got all of our stuff together, getting the carriage ready, because we had a carriage, me and Voltaire. And we got another quest. from some shady person. I was one of Valtier's friends. Apparently not. They're from a completely different organization trying to keep the peace, supposedly. They liked the work we did with Giants and said, hey, welcome aboard, without actually saying it because they're not really that heartwarming. Oh yeah, we that is where we ended it. Picked all that up, got ready to move out, and we couldn't go any further because everybody was tired. It was like 4 in the morning. We're like, nah. So, I will catch you all next time, and hopefully this actually works this time. So, later.